everyone. I apologize for having such a long delay between videos, and today I wanted to start this one out in a little bit of a different place. This is my home office, which is being renovated right now, so stuff is everywhere, but I'm working on having a place for all of my books, which you can see some of right there. The rest are in the kitchen and in the living room and everywhere else. But I wanted to show you some of the things that I've been doing in the fall. Even though I haven't been coming to you with videos regularly, I do have a few things that I did this fall that you all might be interested in. One is the tip layering blackcap raspberries. I'll show you a little bit about that. Planting pawpaws from seed, and then foraging for seeds around this area for next year's garden. So you know, now winter is the time when I sort of take stock of what I have, what seeds I have, what plants I have, and what I still need, and then thinking about what hardscape I need to put in, and budgeting for materials like rock or mulch and that kind of thing, and then also just sort of realistically looking at what I'm going to have time to do next year. So I just wanted to give you some information about why I've been out of touch for a little while, and mostly it's just I've been super busy. So anyway, enjoy the fall chores video, and I will be back with you soon.
So the first thing is looking at our raspberries, and I have, so here's what they look like. They did root. Some of them actually rooted in the pot, some rooted next to it, and I had to clip them out. And then you can see where I've clipped it from the main stem. Now of course these will lose their leaves and sort of die back for the winter, but then I hope these will be first year canes next year, because I do need to attack my bramble area. It has a lot of invasives. We have the tear thumb or mile-a-minute weed has somewhat taken over a piece of this bed, so I need to go and actually weed whack it down and dig out a bit of it and see how bad my infestation is, because I'm not actually really sure. But I do want to show you what the patch looks like, just so that you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like after I took the tip layers out. So you can see, oh, that's nice. These are where I clipped, and then I also clipped ones that were not tip layering yet, but were headed that way, that I didn't want to tip layer this year, because I am going to be eliminating, or I'm going to say cutting back this bed. So I didn't want anything to tip layer right now and make new plants. So this will just make it a little easier for me to kind of jump in here and do some clearing. So that's the raspberries. So the next task is to work on our pawpaws. And I went foraging a few weeks ago when the pawpaws were really ripe, and I got a few that had fallen off the trees. I ate some, and then I saved some, because the seed source for these is going to be different than the ones I have on my property that showed up just on their own. So hopefully you get a stronger crop if you can get them to cross each other. So this is what a pawpaw looks like. Now these have been in the fridge for a while, but it's a green skin with black marks on it. It's a custardy type of texture, and it tastes like the combination between a banana and maybe a mango, and it's a real sweet fruit. A lot of seeds in it, big seeds, but if you can get past that, they're really actually very high in vitamins. It was called the Indiana banana, or the poor man's banana, and they're found all over river valleys, up from, you know, Ohio all the way down to Florida. I mean, really just a really awesome fruit, and there's all different varieties. You can actually buy these from nursery centers now. Not a very good commercially produced fruit because it's really difficult to get them to produce in quantity. So you don't see them in the grocery stores very often, and when you do, they're super expensive, but that's the reason. But you can grow your own, as long as they like to grow in groves. They like to grow with other friends, and they like to grow in moist soils. I'm not really sure how the ones that I have got here because I'm on a dry hillside, but we do have a creek across the street, way across the street down in the valley there. We think maybe ours showed up because we have springs, so that's our best guess, but we're not sure. And I'm sure like squirrels planted them or something. We really don't know. So anyway, what we're gonna do, I have some pots here that I just filled with potting soil, and I moistened it, made sure it was good and moist, because these like to be to live in moist soil. They don't like it to be wet, they like moist soil. I made sure that I had pre-wetted it with some rain barrel water. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I want you all to see what this looks like when you take them apart and what the seeds look like. They're really big, and I actually plant them with the goop around them to keep them moist. That seems to be the best way to do it. So here we go. Okay, so here's the first one, and this is what the inside looks like. Kind of goopy. It's not usually this smushy. This one's overripe, so that's fine though. I kept it because I can still use the seeds. So all I did was put it in the fridge and you know, waited until I had time to actually plant it out. So I'm just gonna take this whole mess with the goop, this is the seed, and I'm gonna put it in a pot. Goop and seed. I'm sure there's other ways to do this and maybe more scientific ways, but this is the way that I've learned that it works. So super sweet. It's like a really sickly sweet smell. Alright, this one only had 3 seeds in it. Okay, so that's for the birds. Let's see how many this one has in it. Got 2 together. So I'm using the overripe ones first. Oh, this one has 4, and it was the smaller one. Okay. I'm gonna do this small one, I want to see. So here's the color. This is more appropriate and kind of more similar to what it looks like. It's kind of falling apart. This one has bunches of seeds in it, so I may have to start some more pots. It's okay, we have plenty of soil. So I'm gonna finish this up and I'll show you when I'm finished what it looks like, and it's just gonna be blank pots. But basically that's what this is. It's the seed. Let me show you what it looks like when you take it off. Take off all the goop. See, this is a protective layer. That's why I keep it on there. So I try not to remove that. because it keeps it moist while it's hanging out. Whoop! It's very slimy. It's a black seed, and usually when you're eating them, you actually get the goop off the seeds because it's part of the stuff that you like. There we go. This is the seed. It's pretty big compared to the size of the fruit. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm gonna stick it in there. I don't know if it'll actually go, but we'll try it anyway. So that's planting pawpaws. Enjoy some if you can find any left. I doubt that they're still out, but if you can find some, that's awesome. They do kind of ripen over a long period of time, so there might still be some out there in some protected spots. So have fun with that, and I'm gonna finish up these pots and I'll come back to you. These are all the pawpaw plants. I still have one pawpaw that I didn't have enough soil for, so what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14 pawpaws, which I hope to get, I don't know, we might get 5 or so out of that. We'll see what pops up. It'll depend. And then here are my 11 raspberries that you see. Now again, all this stuff was wild harvested. All right, so while the rain barrel is filling up the watering can, which is down here, I wanted to show you this year's haul. Now I already showed you pretty much the black raspberries, but I do want to point out that everything that you see in these pots actually was foraged or clipped from this property. So I didn't purchase any of these seeds or starts. So I hope this kind of gives you some idea of the things that you could do in your own garden. I've also been harvesting milkweed seeds and other things from the roadsides as I find them. So a lot of my friends love to put in milkweed, so I'll be planting those out actually in the soil. Those are better direct sown in the fall, so I have to still do some clearing, and I'll be direct sowing a lot of them, and I may give some away. There's still some time to harvest those. I just went up and did a haul for myself, but I plan to go back out and do a haul for other folks so I can share. But there's a lot of things that you can actually forage for and find. Now I don't encourage you taking anything from anybody's garden, of course, and don't take anything from protected areas or areas that have you know, easements or anything like that. I know where I can take from, and I also don't take all of the pods. Like for milkweed, they'll usually produce like, you know, 2 or 3 pods per plant. Well, I only take 1 pod for every few plants. I don't take all the pods that I find. I definitely leave way more than I take for myself. And if there just aren't enough, I leave them alone. I leave the patch alone because it's probably a patch that's just getting started, so it'll be a patch in the future that you may be able to harvest from, but not right now. So I'm very careful about that. So I encourage you to you know, forage and harvest whenever you're able. So let me show you what we've got. And now we're at my potting bench, and I wanted to show you sort of what I have been able to harvest. I got some lupin, and I didn't take all the pods. I want it to reseed in my garden in the places where it is, but then I also want to be able to move it. So I did harvest some lupin. I had a lot of it come up this year, so I harvested, it looks like 4 or 5 stems, and that's it. And then I also have milkweed. These are what the seeds look like. And then mixed in, I had an incident with a raccoon. I don't think I told you guys about this. So my potting bench is home to wrens, and I have them every year, and I leave the pots up at the top which are these pots up here, for the wrens to nest in, and I don't move them, I don't touch them or anything, but they nested in this one, which is one step below. But a raccoon got up, I think it was a raccoon, got up here and climbed up the shelves and knocked over all my seeds. I had bags of seeds like this, knocked them over, mixed them all up onto the deck. They were all over the bench, all over the deck, and so everything was mixed together. So I have like coneflowers mixed with black-eyed Susans, mixed with cosmos. Anyway, they didn't go after the seeds, they were going after that nest. I think they were eating the eggs. So anyway, it made a big mess on my potting bench, and so I'm going to have some fun this fall trying to parse out what I want planted where, and it's probably going to end up being a giant mix of everything because I'm going to call it a raccoon, just sort of made a mess of everything. But anyway, this so far is my haul for milkweed this year. And then again with the lupin, which is this, and that's now mixed in. Here's what a lupin seed looks like. That's a lupin seed. It's kind of rounded. These are coneflower seeds. Can't see if you can tell. Kind of conical shape. And then this is what the cosmos seeds look like. They're long and slender. So I know what they look like. I don't want to pick through everything because I'm lazy. And it is a giant mess, and all I did was I just collected everything and put it into this cardboard plant, transporter thing, because that's what I had handy. So anyway, that's going to be fun this fall when I go and clean up the garden and rake out some areas for seeding. So that's really what I've been doing. I hope your fall is going well so far, and I hope you've had awesome weather. We need rain here in the east, so I'm hoping for some rain to water in all the trees and everything else that I'm getting ready to plant. So anyway, happy fall, and I will catch you outside.